This summer, I read quite a few travel books. I read everything really, poetry, fiction, fantasy, but travel and history books have always had a special place in my heart. They are an excellent escape from the boredom of routine, and they always expand my daily thoughts and conversations. Last night I finished a particularly memorable one, Robert D Kaplan's book Monsoon, The Indian Ocean and the Future of American Power. It's a mix of travelogue, history, and geopolitical analysis. Super unique and interesting, and also extremely well written. Robert D Kaplan is an amazing writer. So throughout this book, Kaplan's main argument is that US foreign policy should focus more on the Indian Ocean region, whereas in the last century, Europe was like the center of the world. The Indian Ocean is the new hub of global trade. And the reason for this is one you probably already know. India and China are major world powers, and therefore also major energy consumers. 90% of the oil that they consume comes through the Indian Ocean. But also in the more general sense, globalization today depends mostly on shipping containers, and half of the world's container traffic actually comes through the Indian Ocean, which is quite mind-boggling to me. So what this means for the US is that staying relevant in the 21st century means staying active and strategic about trade around this region. And this is, of course, easier said than done. The countries around the Indian Ocean all have their own complicated politics. Kaplan writes extensively about his trips to Oman, Baluchistan, Sri Lanka, and the nuanced challenges that all of these places face. I keep thinking about this one chapter on Bangladesh, which explores the connections between climate change, extreme poverty, and Islamic radicalism. It's very eye-opening, to say the least, and Kaplan writes about these colliding challenges so powerfully. His travelogue is almost poetic. Yeah, coming. I've never been to the Indian Ocean, but Kaplan has made me imagine it so much. I can almost touch it, feel its extraordinary growing power. And while my own writing has always explored the inner space, the personal pulse. Kaplan's writing taps into the global pulse and how the Indian Ocean is shifting it and making new waves in the world. He really inspires me. I'd like to feel the global pulse, even if it shocks me. And then, like Kaplan, I like to write about it with stunning honesty, as if it were my own.